Hey, it's Paris back home. I spent today in Los Angeles at the Modern Warfare multiplayer reveal event, Modern Warfare being Call of Duty, of course. And I want to thank Activision and Infinity Ward for inviting me out to the event. Had a great time being able to get hands on with Modern Warfare and to check out the new multiplayer that they plan to give us on October 25th, 2019, when Modern Warfare will be available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So, before I give my actual impressions, what I think of the multiplayer experience in the new Modern Warfare, I kind of want to go over what the devs told us at the event. So, they came on stage, studio head, he talked about dogma is kind of the internal term that they're using for this multiplayer. And I'm just going to run down this really quick. Gameplay is going to be king, of course, as it should be. They're going for authentic and gritty for the experience. They're talking about a unified experience. And when they talk unified experience, that means your weapons and gear progression happens across the campaign, any co-op mode, any multiplayer mode that's going to be in Modern Warfare. Everything is unified in that experience, and you're going to level up your stuff no matter what you're playing. And the point of that is they're not trying to force you into one mode to be able to upgrade your weapons or gear. Play what you want is basically what they're saying in the new Modern Warfare, which is something I personally really like that they're doing. They want to have the badass fun. They talked about this being the ultimate multiplayer playground. And kind of the big thing for me, anyways, that came out of this is they talked a little bit about the fact that they're going to have crossplay. So we're going to have crossplay across PC, across Xbox, across PlayStation 4, and that's great. That's where gaming needs to go. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, doesn't matter what platform your friends are on. If you guys want to play together, you're going to have that option. I did do an interview with them. I'm debating if I'm going to actually air that interview because it was a group interview, and I'm just going to be blunt about it. I wasn't necessarily a fan of doing that. I don't know. I've been doing so many interviews over the years. I like doing the one-on-one experience so I can ask all the questions that I want to ask. So I kind of felt off my game in that group interview. We may put it out just to have that information, but the reason I bring that up is crossplay did come up during that interview, and it was asked about the balance between console players with a controller versus PC players on mouse and keyboard, and was there any distinct advantage. And the developer from Infinity Ward was basically saying he didn't see it. I mean, if you're in the top 1% hardcore PC player, sure, you're going to have an advantage. But in their playtesting so far, they didn't really see an advantage of mouse and keyboard over controller. All I'll say on that is TBD. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's just put it that way when the game comes out. But they kind of talked about some of their multiplayer goals, just the strategy and the tactics, accommodating various play styles. They want this multiplayer to be the best in class. They want you to have some actual exploration and discovery when you're going through these maps. They also want it to be fresh but familiar. And again, because this is a reimagining of the original Modern Warfare, they don't want to just have this look like it's just a complete, like just an upgrade remake of just the original. They want to have a nod to the past, but they want a lot of these maps and levels designs to be forward looking and to give you a new experience at the same time. They're looking to add more depth and replayability. They talked about the world design, that the 2v2 is what they call, those are the flash maps. So kind of the game modes that you play, the maps will dictate the player count on those particular maps as far as the game mode goes, is what I'm trying to say. So 2v2 they were calling flash maps, 6v6 they were calling tactical maps, and then you have the large player count maps. We had a 10v10 mode when we were playing multiplayer, and that was on one of the larger maps, and they mentioned that their new technology allows them to have these big map player experiences. So I almost feel like they're starting to creep into the Battlefield territory a little bit, but they were very clear that this is not a military sim shooter. So, this is Call of Duty, and it absolutely plays like Call of Duty for those that may worry about that. They went into level design a little bit. They talked about it being traversal. They brought up the gameplay mechanics, the breaching, the new way that they're gonna do breaching in the game, the bullet penetration, mounting, and then the night vision, which I really like, especially the HUDless mode that they had for night vision was really good. I really like those scenarios that they had when we were able to play a couple maps using that feature. Kill streaks are back. They have been tweaked a little bit. I know there's been a little bit of controversy out there in the community about kill streaks coming back and what that means. I thought they were fun. There was definitely some variety to them. And they brought it up as this giving people an incentive to want to stay alive by having kill streaks, because hey, if I hit 2, I hit 5, I hit 10, whatever the case may be, there's certain weapons that you're going to be able to get, or vehicles. Like, I mean, there's tanks that can drop onto the map now and actually provide like a co-op kill streak experience, which was really cool. Look, I'm not good enough, so I didn't experience that when I played, but they showed that off in one of the demos, so that was really cool. They talked about how they're upgrading the weapon systems, the new gunsmith system, which you guys have online. You've been able to see that. They even talked about just the weapon attachments. So could there be anywhere between 30 to 60 weapon attachments, per weapon. So that's really cool. They talked about how aiming down sights, if you're sprinting with the reload, depending on, if you're running too fast, it's going to be harder for you to get your ADS back up, things like that, versus just walking normally. So they're really paying attention to the little details in Modern Warfare, and it was good. It looks good. It's, like I said, it's Call of Duty. I mean, it is absolutely Call of Duty. Had a lot of fun playing it. I'm not good. I was playing on PC, mouse and keyboard. Went and get a couple ringers, especially when I was doing the 2v2 stuff. And we were kind of getting our butts kicked a little bit. I held my own a couple times, but for the most part, got my butt kicked. But I had fun. And again, it really comes down to this as far as just my impressions of what I got to play. If you love Call of Duty, if you're into that franchise, you're going to love Modern Warfare. It has that kick of nostalgia that brings me back to 2007 with the original, but it has an updated feel to it as well. I know some people are going to look at this and say, this is just a redo of what they already did. I'm not really seeing anything new here, but I do question, what can you really do and still have it feel like Call of Duty and not get too far away from it being Call of Duty? It's a very hard balance for the developers to be able to get this. I really do like the 2v2 mode. Had a lot of fun with that. I am concerned, though, when I was playing, one of the opponents I was on, he was just spamming the space button, space key, and was just hopping around like a bunny rabbit. I didn't like that because that kind of broke me out of the illusion of the realism of the game, being a military shooter, and it felt very arcadey at that point. And I just hope that does not turn into some kind of exploit down the road to where that's all you're seeing when you're playing is people just hopping around the map like bunny rabbits. But we'll see. I mean, again, this is a preview event with the press. I suck at the game, so what do I know, right? But I had fun with it, and that's the main thing. In my hands-on time, like I said, I didn't get a lot of time just with the weapon attachments or customizations, but they showed that stuff off. It looked very impressive. It looked like a lot of fun. The map variety and attention to detail in maps was really good. The audio, the sound was fantastic. They actually gave us a demo of that, of just the way the weapons sound when you're shooting them, and just some of the environmental noises that you'll hear. If you're like really close to a wall and you fire the gun, it's going to sound a lot different than if you're standing out in the middle of a field, as an example. So that was pretty impressive as well. But overall, it was fun. Like I mentioned, that night vision mode, they have that new HUDless option where you go in the night vision and you don't have a HUD, which adds another layer of immersion to the game, and a different kind of Call of Duty experience. But hey, we played domination, we did team deathmatch. Like I said, we had the 2v2 mode, we did the 10v10, which was basically domination but with 5 capture points in it. It was good. It was good. I had fun playing it, and like I said, here at a preview, we didn't get any campaign information. I'm only talking multiplayer, but I would say for the hardcore Call of Duty player that is picking up a new version every year, this is absolutely going to be one that you're going to want to pick up. The multiplayer is going to be fun. I can see this in a competitive situation being very intense, really good. It's going to slow the pace down a little bit. I mean, again, it's not a military sim. Let's be clear on that. This is not Battlefield. It is still Call of Duty, but it is slowed down a little from what we've had over the past 5 or 6 years with some of the more, I'm doing air quotes, futuristic Call of Duties, so to speak. But again, had a lot of fun, had a great day at the event. As always, again, shout out to Activision PR. They're always top notch, and they make sure that we're taken care of. Like I said, I played the PC version. I did not touch the PS4 version, so I cannot comment on that. But the PC version was buttery smooth. It looked great, played great. Controls on mouse and keyboard were tight, had no issues there at all. Fantastic. So this is my impressions. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Hopefully we'll get a little more information on the campaign and any co-op modes that they're doing before it comes out in October. But it's Call of Duty. And like I said, if you're a fan of the series, this is absolutely something that you're going to want to check out. So again, this is Paris. Thank you guys for checking this out. I really appreciate it. Sorry that I'm not the greatest Call of Duty player in the world. I did my best, but again, preview event, just trying to get used to the controls and everything. And for the hardcore players, trust me, if it's good. You're really gonna like it. Don't judge this by my gameplay. Let's just put it that way. But if you're a fan of Call of Duty, I highly recommend it. So again, thank you, Activision. Really appreciate going out to the event. So this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new imagining of Modern Warfare. Can't wait to get more information on this soon. Again, this is Paris. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.
System 1, step up complete. Moving to holding pattern.
Team deathmatch. Enemy threats in the AO. Weapons off. We've got control. Radar drone ready for escort. Care package arriving on station. Enemy personal radar in the air. We've pulled ahead. We're losing control. Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound. radar in the air. We're halfway there. Keep fighting. Friendly UAV overhead. Friendly Wilson. Friendly UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound. Enemy presence radar in the air. Enemy personal radar in the air. Less than a minute. Keep fighting, we're almost out of here. Enemy personal radar in the air. Inbound. Stand down, lads. They've had enough for one day.